The conference at home plate before the first practice game of the season between the Baltimore Orioles and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Orioles take the field. The starting pitcher for the Orioles will be Milt Pappas. This is Milt's third year in the majors, and he's not yet 22 years old. When Milt came up, sports writers wanted to know where Milt had the confidence to face major league batters. It wasn't confidence, Richard said, any more than I had confidence I could swim the Atlantic Ocean. It just took guts to try and find out if he could do it. After striking out the first batter, Pappas had control trouble. Dick Schofield up, and he walks Schofield.
Mess one up. The very first one, because that'll be the last one all year.
Don Clendenin up for Pittsburgh, and he also walks as the Jets fly overhead. Two men on, one out.
So how hard is Pappas throwing now?
Well, he's just dropping his arm. That's about all he's doing. He's not really trying to put a whole lot on the ball.
Well, just get him loosened up, as you say, fired in the strike zone. Is that the main thing you wanted to accomplish today?
Yeah, Bud, that's most of it, early, to where they can get the ball over good, and then they can start pitching occasionally to spots.
That one gets away from Hank Foyles, the catcher.
I didn't see, was it a pass ball or a wild pitch?
No, it's a wild pitch. Change of pace.
And that's the one he had a problem with a little while ago, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going to have a little trouble with it.
Batter's Dick Stewart. And a long double by Dick Stewart. 2 runs come in. And there's Stewart on second.
Good belt then by Dick Stewart.
Stevens, if he's playing and let a ball like that get over his head, with a guy like Stewart hitting.
Well, here's the hero of the World Series, Bill Mazeroski, up.
Yeah.
With that home run.
Look around, Chris.
That's 2 down.
Number 20, the right fielder, Gino Savoli.
Okay, good. He's a right field hitter now, everybody, and we're playing him in left. And I'm going to hit the ball to left field. Let's see if he can get Marvin over a little bit.
Richards trying to move his infield over.
Hey, Marv!
Call Brooks.
Hey, there. Yeah.
Paul, is Milt here shaking off quite a few signs?
No, he's not shaking him off, Bud. It's a combination sign they're using.
Oh, is it a you mean that with his glove, that indication with his glove?
Yeah, that he got the indicator. He hasn't shaken off the sign yet.
Yeah, there goes the glove again. I'm happy with that call.
I guess the umpires have to get in shape, too.
And there's the third Pirate out.
What about these two gloves here, this huge catcher's glove? Is that that big one as compared to the standard glove here? The tremendous amount of difference.
What do you mean, what about him?
Well, did you develop that for Hoyt Wilhelm and that knuckleball he throws? Is that the reason?
Yeah, we did. It was designed primarily for Hoyt. And we use it sometimes also for Skinny Brown and possibly for any other knuckleball pitcher that we might run into. It actually, the ball is much easier to catch in this glove. It kind of closes up on its own there, you see, like a big octopus. But there's only one little drawback to it. It's a little difficult to get the ball out.
Now here's the essence of baseball, the batter and the pitcher. That ball is now coming in at 50 to 80 miles per hour. Can be hit back at the pitcher faster than that. It can hurt. And this brings up an important factor in baseball.
The requirement of a good hitter is lack of fear. The number one requirement of a good pitcher is lack of fear.
This boy could help you in the outfield too, couldn't he, Gene Stevens?
Yeah, he could, Bud. He's got a wonderful ability. He's a good outfielder, and he's got a good arm, and he runs well. He's strong, and it's just a question of working out the hitting part of it. A little eager to hit. If he could curb his eagerness, no telling what he'd hit.
Now, what do you mean eager to hit? He doesn't wait for his pitch, as you mentioned before?
Well, yeah, and he kind of moves a little bit too quick with the pitcher. But he's improving on it.
Got a walk there.
Hey, Georgie.
Hank Foyle's up. And he gets on. Jerry Adair up. There's a single, and that scores Stevens.
By Jerry Adair.
There's Jerry.
Hello, baby.
Harry?
Number one.
Go up there and tell Milton if the runners are still on first and third when he gets up there to push him.
Hank Foyle's on third.
See what happens.
Marv Breeding up.
That feel pretty good, doesn't it, by Jerry Adair if he has to fill
Yeah,
it?
Bud, Jerry's going to be a fine player. It's just a question of time and letting him get a little experience and seeing the hitters and seeing the adjusting himself to big league pitching. He's a fine-looking young player.
There he is, number 6.
Very competitive.
A little tough for him, though, with Ron Hansen coming out of service, isn't it?
Well, we'll just have to see how that works. I don't know.
Might be a good thing for you.
Actually, Jerry is capable of playing third, second, or short, and even catching. And it's just possible that he'll get enough. Tag up, Jerry.
Foyle scoring.
Yes, he should have tagged up, son.
That ties it up.
I'm hit, and he might hit a home run.
Here's Jackie Brandt, who grounded out the first time up. How's his hand? He has a bad hand.
Let's watch Adair try to steal this base,
Okay.
bud. He's a pretty good base runner. He's got the sign now. He's not going unless he gets something of a jump. He'll fool you with his speed, Adair. It's pretty fast.
There he goes.
He's in there easy.
I see where that sliding practice helps out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah. Well, there was a good swing.
How about Jackie Brandt? Is that hand coming along all right?
I think it's all right, bud. We haven't heard anything to the contrary, and he had a pretty mean hand last year.
Was it around the thumb somewhere?
He had a nerve exposed in the thumb.
So he's still got gloves on.
Yeah, he's protecting it a little bit.
We'll be back with more of the Orioles-Pirates game in just a moment. Now the top of the third.
First or second with
Well, Bud, yeah, some. Actually, if you're not careful, you'll be throwing some two-base hits, you know. Throwing the ball into right field is just as good as allowing a two-base hit. But there are certain situations that will give the catcher a shot at a runner if he's ready to throw. Bunting situations, and where a fellow swings at a ball. Actually, a pitch out will seldom get a smart base runner because he'll immediately start back as soon as he sees the ball is wide of the plate. But occasionally you can get him with a pitch out. There's a good throw back. Almost got him. Boyles has long been noted as the throwing catcher, too.
good throw there.
Milt Pappas pitches his allotted 3 innings and comes out and immediately goes over to Richards. Baltimore now batting in the third. Richards is devoting most of his attention to Milt Pappas and that troublesome change of pace.
George Witt still
like
pitching
that.
for Pittsburgh.
Just like that. No, that's slow enough for your fastball. Right shoulder high and way out there. There it is. That's perfect. That's just a case of knowing how to do that after you know, when you haven't thrown so much. See, I mean, after throwing 10 fastballs and 3 sliders and a curve, now you got to throw it. See. Well, it's a little different throwing 10 straight here, so you got to teach yourself just what this action is. See, to get over here with some key to it, Milton, that you can tell yourself. Maybe a high shoulder, maybe finish up over here, maybe stay back with your stride. But you catch the key, see? And then whichever one it's going to be, I don't know. You figure it out. All right, throw me one more now. Really, get your shoulder high and come over here. That's perfect. If you get it over there, where it's going, I mean, get the right height.
Full count now on Jim Gentile. 2 men on.
It's a lot better, I'll tell you that, for its motion.
And still, Paul Richards talks to Milt Pappas, but he's watching the ball game out at the same time.
You're still holding it with 3 fingers, aren't you?
With tremendous belt. Go back by the wind.
Tag up.
Long ball by Jim Gentile. Here he is.
Out, Whitey.
And he hit that one, didn't he?
We had a look at Adair stealing. Now the bottom of the 4th with Marv Breeding on first.
Paul, how about Jack Fisher as a
He's
hitter?
a pretty good hitter, Bud, for a pitcher, and a good bunter.
We're going to let him hit or bunt here?
Now I'm going to try let Breeding steal. Let's see what kind of a jump he gets. There he goes. Take it, Jack. He will make it standing up.
Come on, he's going to steal your glove, pitcher.
Say, he flies,
He
too.
can run.
If he'd get a jump, he'd steal a lot of bases.
And what's his problem? He doesn't get a long enough lead or doesn't get the jump
He's
or
a
what?
yeah, he doesn't get quite enough jump. And feeling your way around sometimes, you're afraid you're going to get caught off and that sort of thing. That's where the year's experience should help us quite a bit, guys like Breeding.
Breeding died on second, and the score at the end of 4 innings was 3-2 Pittsburgh. With Jack Fisher pitching for Baltimore in the top half of the 5th, the bases are loaded.
You ever pull a pitcher on an exhibition, Paul?
Oh, yeah, we do it.
He throws off balance, forgetting one of Richard's fundamental teaching.
Paul, if you have to pull Jack Fisher, the pitcher here, will it do anything to his confidence or not, a young boy like him?
Well, if I had to pull him, Bud, I wouldn't worry about that. It's just one of those things in the life of a pitcher is all that is. Tag him, tag him, tag him. Down, he's out at third base. You got to tag him at the plate. If Robbie touched third.
The score at the middle of the 5th inning, 5-2 Pittsburgh. Now it's the top of the 7th.
He's throwing a bit harder. Is that my imagination?
No, I don't think so, Bud. He seems to be a little truer with it, a little better control.
Is your concentration on this exhibition game mainly on the pitchers?
Well, no. And no more than the part the pitchers play in the entire scheme of things. We've got to think about it all, of course, but the particular pitcher that's in the game is probably the most important guy on the field.
Wes Stock pitching to Dick Stewart. A lazy fly by Dick. And it's dropped by Whitey Herzog, and this, according to Richards, is how you give ball games away. We'll continue with our ball game in just a minute.
Well, what are the things you're going to have to go over again, the mistakes you've seen today?
Some of the relay plays and a couple of the defensive plays by the pitcher. Fielding some balls and throwing them like Fisher had at the plate, for instance.
Yeah,
I noticed
play at the plate.
Yes, and I've noticed that we missed the relay man twice in this game.
Anything else? How about outfield balls with the wind?
Well, naturally that will be talked about, but one of the old adages about knowing how the wind blows as soon as you come to the ballpark has to be applied every day.
Now it's the bottom of the 9th, the last chance for the Baltimore Orioles here in this first spring training game. Is one down. Brooks Robinson, he flies out. And it's Jim Gentile.
And that is the last out of the ball game. Pittsburgh wins it by a score of 8-3. Well, Paul, it's been great working with you, and you briefly, I know it's hard, sum up the duties of a manager, what he contributes to a baseball team?
Well, Bud, actually, anything and everything that a manager contributes is really intangible. And then on the other hand, the manager must take the blame or the credit, whichever the case may be, for everything that a ball player does on the field, whether it's good or bad. And he must take the credit for either training the player or not training the player. And now as our spring training period is coming to a close, and we're playing our games and getting ready for the season. The only thing that I can say, and say to myself many times, I'm sure, did we tell them enough, and did we practice enough times? I'll ask myself that question, I'm sure, many times before the season is over, Bud.
Paul, good luck to you. Thanks
Good.
an awful lot. It's been great.
Bye.
This has been the story of Paul Richards, teacher, leader, manager of the Baltimore Orioles. Does he have the answer to the riddle of Baltimore? We'll have to wait and see when the games won and lost are totaled at the end of the season in October.
Make the move that makes the difference. Move up to Schlitz.
Make the move that makes the difference. Enjoy the difference.
Move up to Schlitz.
Friends, what's more welcome when your day is over than a refreshing moment with Schlitz? Enjoy the difference. That deep, cool kiss of the hops flavor is so satisfying. How about you? Make the move that makes the difference. Move up to Schlitz, the beer that made Milwaukee famous. And now that your Sunday Sports Spectacular has brought you an inside look on baseball, why don't you and your family plan at least one outside look at our great national game this summer? You know your hometown team is busily planning for the season ahead. And it won't be long before you can sit out in the sunshine and watch two baseball teams try and outthink, outsmart, and outscore each other. Now for you fans in Baltimore, your Orioles open up against the brand new Los Angeles Angels on April 11th. And don't forget that Dizzy Dean and Pee Wee Reese will be bringing you the game of the week over the CBS television network. The first games are April 15th and April 16th, and that's when the Chicago Cubs take on the Milwaukee Braves at Chicago. A lot of great baseball, so go on out and see it this summer. And I'm Bud Palmer saying so long. The Sunday Sports Spectacular has presented the story of Paul Richards and the Baltimore Orioles. Brought to you by Schlitz, the beer with a kiss of the hops flavor. Schlitz, the beer that made Milwaukee famous. And by L&M, let your taste come alive. Reach for flavor, reach for L&M. And by Vitalis with V7, keeps your hair neat all day without grease. This has been a CBS Television Network presentation produced by CBS Television Sports.